Titans Global. Let's go. Started with a vision, two voices in the mix. Max and Link together, building something that'll stick. Every episode we drop, yeah, we're reaching new heights. Titans Global on the map, burning bright every night. From the first recording session to the fans that tune in, we've been grinding every day, yeah, we're destined to win. Titans Global, that's the name, that's the brand, we the fans. Speaking truth through the microphone, messages that we send. Titans Global, that's the movement. Titans Global, feel the power. Titans Global, we keep pushing. Titans Global, this our hour. Titans Global, Max and Link. Titans stronger than you think. Titans Global, that's the way. Titans Global, every single day.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I am your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Link. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Good to be here, guys. I promise I've calmed down a little bit since last show. Still got plenty to talk about, though, so make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Get in the comment section. We want to know what you guys think. The show is for y'all. We want to hear from you. But yeah, plenty to talk about. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, all right. So, again, preview show, playing the Rams, finally coming home. First home game at our normal Titan time on our normal Titan channel. The Rams are a 5.5-point favorite. I think the over-under is somewhere around 41.5 to 42 points, depending on where you look at it. Obviously, I think the under is the way to go with that. And we'll get into why later. But anyway, sorry, that threw me off. Wow, that really threw me off. Anyway, the last game, sorry guys, the last game that the Rams played was against the Texans, who I don't think are an absolutely terrible team. So, And the game was 14-9, which, you know, again, kind of goes into my reasoning as why the under is better than the over. However, let's not act like the Rams aren't a high-powered offense. Matthew Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Came from Georgia.
Super underrated right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you know the dude is sick. They ranked 10th, I think, in the league in passing. He went 21 for 29, 245 yards and a touchdown, 109 rating against the Texans, which, again, I think is not the easiest defense in the world to play. So I think that's a pretty impressive outing, especially, you know, it was good enough to win. That's all that really matters. But yeah, another impressive performance from him. But the crazy thing is when I was looking up these stats, the thing that really stuck out to me immediately was Puka Nacua. First of all, I want to stop for a second and ask you, Link. I said this to my wife while I was going over my show notes. I wish Puka Nacua played for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, all right, yeah, obviously the stats and all that is great, but that's not at all what I mean. Is it not fun to say that guy's name?
It is fun. Yeah, Puka Nacua. It's definitely fun. I'll give you that.
And it just rolls off the tongue, Puka Nacua.
It does.
I don't know.
But yeah, no slouch on the football field either. So, I mean, look, last week, 11 targets, 10 catches, 130 yards, leads the NFL right now. And, you know, you mentioned Matt Stafford. He was very accurate. I think that's still the best part of his game. Very underrated as a veteran quarterback, in my opinion. I think he's still got at least this season and maybe one or two really good seasons left in him. And for me, you know, you look back at the Broncos game, this Rams team isn't that dissimilar from them. Very good defense. Again, probably at least the top 10 defense by the time it's all said and done this year, in my opinion. And then maybe a more dynamic offense than what you saw with Denver. Now, obviously, Bo Nix struggled. We didn't expect him to look that bad against the Titans. But I don't think Stafford's going to have that problem. Now, we'll get into the injury report. They do have some issues that might creep up on them before this game. But if they are healthy, you're going to get one of the better teams in the AFC right now, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens, but it's a tall task. It doesn't get any easier in week 2 than it was in week 1.
Yeah, for sure not. If you ask me, the front 7 of okay, let me rephrase that. The front 4 or 5, depending on the formation of the Rams, are just as good, if not just a tick less good than the front 4 or front 5 of the Denver Broncos. So we're going to face a very, very similar line, and I think their secondary is right up there too. I know that Pat Surtain. But these guys have a lot. They have 3 young guys, 1 veteran in what is his name? Darius Williams, who has been kind of injured, but I think he'll play this week just to kind of get him back. They might do something like a Snead snap count. I doubt it with him or whatever. But anyway, the point is that I think they're going to face a really nasty defense, and we definitely need to be ready for them. But something underrated, we'll get back to the defense here in a minute, but something underrated was Kyron Williams. I'll be honest with you, dude. I did not expect to see the stats, which they're not like mind-blowing. 18 rushes, 66 yards, 3.7 average. But it's not bad either. And if you look at the Titans last week going up against J.K. Dobbins, who does have explosive speed, but so does Kyron Williams. So that's the kind of player he is. And he had that one burst that kind of ruined us. I think it was like a 40-yard touchdown, 41-yard touchdown, something like that. J.K. Dobbins last week. So I feel like that's another one of those that is that home run threat every single time he gets the ball, especially if he gets past the linebackers, because then it's just pretty much free reign. So I don't know. I think that's something we need to pay attention to and see if it's something that reoccurs throughout the week. We really need the run game good. Run defense.
Yeah, that's where it starts for me in the trenches, and it's a little concerning. We might as well just get right into it. I don't think Sweat's going to be ready to go, in my opinion. All signs kind of point to the fact that he's going to be out in this one, so it's going to be really hard to stop the run up the middle, and generate pressure. I mean, let's be honest, there's still a lot to be desired in the Titans pass rush. And if you're down T'Vondre Sweat and you can't stop the run, it's just going to make it that much more difficult. So you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on the DBs in this game, in my opinion, and a lot of pressure on the linebackers, which, linebackers I'm not as concerned about. I've got a lot of faith in that position. But if the Rams come out and spread the field and open this pass game up early and the runs are working up the middle, it's going to be a long day. So you're going to have to find something to kind of counter that. And I don't know. I mean, looking back at the stats, the Titans weren't as blitz heavy as I initially thought. They were bringing blitzes from different places, but really just a lot of 4 or 5 man rushes. So I don't know. Maybe that changes this week. But then again, if you do that, you're putting yourself in a position where the guys in the back are really possibly getting eat up, especially if L'Jarius Sneed is on another pitch count like we saw last week. Which, I mean, he showed some frustration. He voiced a little bit of that post-game and through the week where, he thought he was able to go in the second half, but apparently the coaching staff thought otherwise, which, I'm not even going to get into that right now because I promised y'all I had calmed down on this coaching staff some, but we'll see. So, I mean, it's week 2. You're already banged up. You're facing a better offense and just as good of a defense. So, yeah, again, it's a tough one, but really curious to see how Denard Wilson approaches this game and how much pressure they're going to try to generate early.
Yeah, agreed. And that's one of the main issues is the pressure. We'll get into more injuries later, but we do know that, J.C. Latham is out for the season. And there's a huge drop-off between J.C. Latham and Uda. I think it's
Remember when I said never say it can't get worse?
Oh yeah.
I mean, just when you think you've got the offensive line somewhat pieced together,
At least one side.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be another year of struggle on that offensive line. The biggest hope you can hold on to is that Cam Ward can maybe move the pocket a little bit more than we saw last year with Levis, but that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, well, I think his pocket awareness also comes into play a lot there too, and I think that's going to.
I mean, it's hard to be aware
season.
with guys in your face, though. That's the issue. It's not. I agree with you. I think the pocket awareness is better, but I mean, pocket awareness kind of goes out the window when you got guys in your face within 2 seconds of getting the ball snapped. You know?
I will say that Moore needs to shore that stuff up. He needs to stop that. His performance last week was. I don't want to say it was reminiscent of Daly and Dillard, but it wasn't great. It really wasn't. It wasn't what I wanted to see. And I think that's why I've vented a lot of my frustration of how we were promised that our offensive line was going to get fixed, even if it wasn't with superstars, which we do have a better offensive line this year, for sure. Of course, I don't know now that JC's out. Anyway, point is, damn it, I'm not getting all down this show. I still think we're improved there. Our run game, I think, is better, but we need to show it in the stats field. That was one thing that I think is very important. It was one of my keys to the game last week, and it's going to be one this week. But we have to get Tony Pollard a healthy share. Even if we're not giving him the ball running all the time because we're behind, we need to check down some or go into some running back screens or something, man. We got to have something. We got to give him the ball because he was brought to the team. He's explosive, and he's our best shot at the moment. At least at consistent good play.
That's fair. So, I mean, if you look, if you're putting yourself in the mind of Callahan, how are you approaching this one early? Because I feel like every week going back, even to last year, it's a situation where they really try to get the run game going early and don't have success. And then all of a sudden it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. So, yep. I mean, is it time to try something different? Do you open it up on the first drive? Do you try to take a deep shot? Because to me, if I'm going up against the Titans right now, my defensive game plan is I'm going to make Cam Ward beat me with his arm. I'm going to commit to the run. I'm gonna put pressure on him. I'm gonna rush 4, 5, 6 guy. And that's the other thing about the Rams. I mean, they get good pressure just rushing 4, like you said. So I mean, I'm kind of sending the house at him early and seeing how he responds to it. So if I'm Callahan, I mean, maybe it's a thought to try to open this up early, take a deep shot, just try to get him to respect, the deep pass a little bit. But I don't know. I don't think you can do the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result. And this whole run up the middle on first down, run up the middle on second down, and then screen pass on third down, like I'm kind of tired of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I get what you're saying there. I think that's Derek. But anyway, Jed, I get what you're saying. There wasn't really a pocket. It was definitely transforming all the time, depending on where the pressure was coming from, because it collapsed a lot and often. And I think with more time, Camel, he'll adjust to that because, But again, if Ridley can catch the ball like he's supposed to, and other wide receivers step up, and coaches know when, to challenge a play to get that drive and keep it going. If all these things come together, then I think, we have a good, successful offense, and we actually have a chance of beating our win-loss record prediction.
I will say this. You mentioned Ridley. I do think he gets a little more opportunity this week just because he doesn't have Patrick Surtain guarding him. Um, he's going to be a big piece of this to me. We saw maybe I almost said one real obvious drop. You could kind of argue the second one. He has to be consistent, and he has to be consistent early. That needs to be a connection that they find quickly. And again, I think he'll have a few more opportunities in this. I think he's going to be able to find a little more separation, but he's got to be on it. I mean, he's got to be on point. We saw that connection in the preseason. That needs to be early and often through the rest of this regular season.
Yeah, that is for sure. We need him to step up and, act like a number one. Yeah, I mean, that would be fantastic. That's what we're hoping for, Lou. Um, as far as the rushing defense, their rushing defense was 27 rushes, 114 yards, 4.2 average. So I think if we have a day like that, if Pollard can come up with something like that, of course that's the whole damn team, not just one running back. But if Pollard could have a day like that, I think it would be almost hard to lose the game. But I don't know about 27 rushes. That's quite a lot. 21 maybe. Anyway, point is, we need a big day from Pollard. Damn it. We need all the help we can from around Cam, because Cam is good, but he can't do it all, especially as a rookie. So we need a better supporting cast than what we've been getting.
This is where that Tajay Spears injury really starts to creep up.
Oh,
early.
yeah, it stings, man.
This would be – I think this would be a perfect opportunity to kind of have that 1-2 punch. That was the goal, obviously, going into the season. This is where I think you're really good, because, look, Pollard's good. He's very consistent, but he's not a 25, 30 carry back at this point in his career, in my opinion. I'm not saying he can't do it. I just don't know how long he can do that consistently week after week. So I don't think we're going to see those issues start to creep up in this game, but we get into week 5, week 6. If Tajay Spears still isn't ready to go, I think we're going to be looking around kind of worried about this run game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't disagree with it. Let's see. Facing secondary. I don't know. Anyway, Titans offense was terrible. We know that. This is where we got to go next. It's funny. Before the show, I was saying that I was talking with Link, and we were talking about what we were going to talk about and go over today. And I, said something about rankings since it's week 2. And he was like, offense has got to be 32, right? and I was like, what, passing or total? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, or both, because the answer is both.
Got to be both. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And look, you faced a very good defense. I'm not excluding that fact from the conversation, but it's something we still expected to be better. We expected it to be a little more dynamic. And yeah, I mean, Chig was mentioned there, but I don't think it's Chig. I think it's Gunnar Helm. I think he had a lot of success last week early on, and then it seemed like they got away from that. And that's kind of just been the theme of this offense, is when something works, make sure you don't do it again. So yeah, I don't know. I expected more, and I'm hoping we see that this week. I do think we'll see an improvement, game to game with Cam Ward, but it's about the other guys around him. Like you said earlier, it's got to be a full team effort. And for me, my X factors this week have got to be Ridley and Gunnar Helm. I like Chig. I think he can still be a part of the game plan. But I'm ready to start kind of phasing him out and working Gunnar Helm in a lot more. I just think he's a lot more capable as far as blocking, catching, just doing everything you need a solid tight end to do. So I'm looking to him this week. If I've got a guy that's my go-to getting involved early, it's got to be Gunnar Helm.
Yeah, man. Look, for me, I mean, I'll be honest. If I was trying to draw up a play, or a set of play, formation, whatever, I would honestly put Chig in the backfield as a H-back or a fullback, and use him like that. I know that's a thing that we used to do a lot, and I'm not saying we should go backwards, but I think it would work out because Chig has a quick cut, jump step, whatever you want to call it, one cut. But Helm is more of a well-rounded tight end, and I
Yeah.
really feel like Helm is the better quarterback's best friend, and that's what you want in a tight end. You want the guy that's going to go up, use that big body and frame to box people out, catch the ball, contested catches, touchdowns. It's exactly what you saw in the preseason. And
Mhm.
it's what I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. One of the plays that I feel like was called wrong, that is the one of the most egregious, wasn't the AO manner. It was the Gunner Helm catch.
Mhm.
You go back and watch that on the film, man. You watch it in slow mo, and you tell me that wasn't a catch. That was a catch,
Yeah.
and we lost that one, and that sucks. But anyway, the point is that I think yes, you're right on target. As soon as I saw the Chig comment, I immediately made a note about Gunnar Helm because
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about him a little bit more. But yeah, so I guess we just did. But
What
yeah,
was his final stat line? I don't have that pulled. I can yeah, one catch, 16 yards. I mean, that's kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. Chig sitting there with 3 catches for 19 yards. So I just I
you
don't
see
know.
the
And
difference.
again, it was a good defense. It was a good defense, but I just don't understand why there wasn't more involvement for the young guys. What was I'd like to pull. I think I heard this earlier in the week. Off the top of your head, do you know what the snap count was for AO Manor? I want to say it was somewhere around like 75% of the
I was gonna
offensive
say it
snap.
was. I think it was high 60s, low 70s, somewhere like 68 or 71%. He did play a hefty amount.
Yeah. I was looking 2 catches, 13 yards, and then, the debatable one that was a catch, but wasn't a catch according to Callahan's rule book. So yeah, it's the young guys, man. I mean, that's where you got to start. And look, you got to. This is a. I know we said this last year, but this is more of a figure it out year. Like, can your young guys step up? Can they show some promise? Can they prove they're franchise guys moving forward? I think you just kind of got to throw them to the fire. So again, I like Chig. I think Chig can be a part of it, but to me, like you got to figure out what you got on this team.
Sorry, left my mic muted. Anyway, I don't disagree with you either there, Jed. I think that is accurate. I don't think either one is good, especially when I hear Nick Holt say, "Oh, we were forced, into the play calls that we were on second and third down because we were, put in a position from first down not achieving, certain goals." And it's like, well, yeah, when you run a scat back up the middle every single time for a yard on first down, it's not a wonder you didn't get anywhere. But whatever. I want to get into that too much. Our rushing defense, or excuse me, offense was terrible too. It's 25th in the NFL, so that's got to change. I mean, we have decent offensive linemen that can get to the next level. Now, by the way, I watched. If you go back and watch the game again, I watched Dan Moore on a running play run right by the defensive end, just let him right in, and
Yeah.
went to go block like a wide receiver or something like that, and our running back just got hit in the backfield by the defensive end. It was freaking hilarious. Just throwing that out there because I remember it.
Yeah, it's like he said, it's just the schematics of it. I don't. There's some plays that look really good, and some plays where I just kind of question what they're doing. And look, I don't even know how much Nick
Yeah.
Holtz is even involved on this offense. Obviously, Callie is the play caller. I don't think he's ever going to give that away until he's just outright fired. So yeah, I don't know. There are some things that I like, but then there's some things that I just continue to question. Um, but we'll see. You got 16 more games, including this week, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. All right. So look, a little bit more positive when we come back. We're going to talk about the defense and some of the return things, and some of the things that actually went well for us, and plus the matchups and other things. But anyway, we also have Scoob Scoop right after the break. So make sure you stick around. It's only about 35 seconds. Peace.
What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals will work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
Hey, how's everybody going tonight? Max, Link, Titans fans. Hope everybody's having a great night. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about we got to stop with all this hate, everybody. There's too much hate around. It's not good. We need to love each other a lot more. We just need to stop all this hate, and that's about all I got for Scoob Scoop. It's been a crazy week for me and crazy week for America itself. We need to stop all this hate, and we just need to love each other again like we used to. And that's about all I got for Scoob Scoop. Thank you guys. Love each other.
Hey man, I'm glad you brought this up. I debated all the way up to the intro whether I was going to lead with this or not, but coming right out of the break, we're going to get back to it. And this is a football show, and it will continue to be a football show. And I don't bring my politics into it. I don't really talk about
nothing to do with that. I just want everybody to show love, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And saying that, I just want to point out that what's going on to me is ridiculous, and we need a come together moment. And anybody who celebrates or cheers someone losing their life and a family losing a father and a husband for having a different opinion, I don't support you, and I don't want your support. So that being said, love each other, come together, hug somebody. It's a crazy world we live in, and this sports show is a release from what I see and what I think on a day-to-day basis. And again, it's a football show, and it will continue to be. But I'm glad Scoob brought this up, because it's a crazy world right now. We need each other, and
definitely we need to love each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look, man, I have a strict code of never talking about any kind of politics on my show ever. But I will say that the message that Scoob said there, I want to echo, because yeah, you're absolutely right, man. We need to come together and stop so much fighting. The fighting is stupid. I mean, it really is. Who cares what team you're on when it comes to stuff like that? Who cares?
The thing is I hate politics, man. I'm an American.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not none of that other crap. I'm an American, and I want us Americans to love each other, and that's all I want. That's it. I just I don't care about all that other crap.
Absolutely.
I never did, never cared about it. I love America, and I want us Americans to love each other.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. 100%.
But besides that, let's talk some Titans.
Yeah, let's get back to some football. Sorry, man.
No, I just want to tell everybody, like you guys, I love you guys. I love y'all.
Yeah,
anybody,
that's a great message, dude.
Anybody ever feels bad and needs to talk, hit me up, man. I'll talk. I don't care.
That's why you're a good dude, bro. I mean, seriously, you're one of the best humanitarians I know. Defense, Titans defense, actually didn't do bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Actually, it's the only thing that seemed halfway good in the game. Kept us in the game through most of the game, so I'm happy with it. Not upset.
Corners played well.
Yeah, 18th total. I think 19th scoring. Or I said that backwards. I'm sorry. 18th scoring, 19th total. But our passing defense was 12th in the
Right.
NFL, which I think was huge. Again, I wish that Brownlee didn't play like he did, and I wish that he didn't get all the calls that he got,
I'm
whether it was
still
his fault or not.
I'm still calling BS on a lot of those.
I understand. I get it, and like I said, whether it was his fault or not, I wish it just
Right.
didn't happen. But even with all that, we still had the 12th best passing defense in the NFL, which is better than average. And I'll take that on any day,
Right.
especially coming off a 3-win season.
And especially after everybody said we had no chance and we stayed in that game all the way to the very end,
Yeah.
with the defense.
The only people that were saying we had absolutely no chance were the people that are not closely following the team.
Right.
Yeah, and look, as a defense, you've got one job when you come out on Sunday, and it's just give your team a chance to win.
Yep.
And they succeeded in that. I mean, the offense had opportunities. They weren't able to take advantage of it. There were some penalties. I kind of agree to disagree with Scoob on a lot of those. I just and I love the way Brownlee plays. I do. He's physical. He's going to be in your face all game. He's handsy. I like that. I just don't know if I like it from such a young player when you know you've got a reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You've got to have something else in your back pocket. But again, even with the penalties, even with the mistakes, you still gave your team a chance to win.
Let me ask you this, Link. I watched other games this weekend.
Mhm.
I seen at least 7 or 8 other corners do the exact same thing Brownlee did. No call. Exact same thing. No call.
You've built a little bit of a reputation. Is where I come from on that. Like referees do their research. Yeah. Referees do their research just like teams do. And then when you come out in a post game and you're still kind of arguing it, like they're going to see that too. So he's not really helping his cat. And look, I get it. I'm with you. Like I'm 100% with you. I love Brownlee. I like the way he plays. And when he's 5 to 6 years in and he's got the veteran-esque leadership that Patrick Surtain does, he might get away with some of those. But
see, that's what I don't like too, man. I don't like that.
Oh, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. See, we're aligned on that. I absolutely hate it. It's just the way it is. It's just the way. I mean,
I know.
look, and there's other guys that are gonna get picked on in the league. Like it's not just Brownlee. There are certain guys that just tend to get picked on. And when you're a small market like the Titans, that's gonna happen more than not.
Mid-market.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Well, yeah. Comparatively small market. So, but yeah, you're not going to get any favors. You're just not going to get any favors. And I'm not saying bench the guy. I'm not saying take him off the team because I do think he's got a lot of potential, a whole lot of potential. And I think he's going to be a great player for the Titans. He's just got to clean it up a little bit and kind of know when to tone it down and just have something else in your back pocket because he's got the talent to still play well without being that physical. So I like the physicality. Yeah. Just tone it down a little bit, just a little bit. Maybe, buy the refs some lunch before the game, just figure something out.
Right.
You can make it work. You can make it work.
I'll say this, man. Denard Wilson came out and said in his interview, I think it was Monday, it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday when they did their first practice after the practice. Anyway, the point was, I think it was Kuharski or Teron Davenport. I always get those two mixed up. But somebody asked him about Brownlee and the play, and he basically reiterated exactly what I said. He needs to get his hands down at the top of the route. Mm-hmm. When you start off, yes, we love you, be physical all the way up until that 5-yard mark. Then take your hands off of him, get your hands down. Don't let the refs see you with you know what I mean? Don't put your hands on him. Keep it clean all the way until the top of the route. When the ball gets there, then make your move. And that's the way it's supposed to be played. I mean, that is today's NFL. It is because we're a pass-heavy league. And it's offensively orientated. So you automatically know the cornerbacks are at a disadvantage before they even snap the damn ball. But the point is, if you're getting seen for it, you got to stop. And our defensive coordinator, let's not forget where he came from and what he did prior to being our defensive coordinator, which is one hell of a defensive back coach.
Right.
So he knows what he's talking about when he's talking about cornerbacks and the way they run their routes and what the refs are looking for when they're looking for those PI calls.
And look, and the secondary of this team is actually pretty darn good. What do you think about it?
Yeah.
Like we talked about how
Yes.
they really don't have any depth, but there are a lot worse situations than McCrary, Brownlee.
Hold on. All pro McCrary.
Yeah. I mean, Snead, if you can keep him on the field, I don't even like. I thought he gave up the touchdown, but other than that, like I thought Baker played well enough.
Yeah,
you
Baker
know what I'm
played
saying?
well.
So yeah, I mean, you've got a talented secondary. You just don't have the depth. But look, if you take away those penalties last game, like that's an A+ from the secondary,
Right.
in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I agree with
Secondary
you.
played well.
Our secondary is not terrible. I think if Snead plays more and plays up to what he was in KC, we'll have a top, I don't know, top 5, top
And
10.
I think they did say he was going to
secondary.
have like more time to play this game. He's going to play more.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I was going to say they
said he'd
say
have
they're
more
going
time
to
in
slowly
training
work him
camp. They
more
said he'd have
into it,
more
but-
time in preseason. They said he'd have
Well,
more time.
It's the real thing now, so I think they've just been holding him back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they're just trying to be, I think they're trying to be cautious with him because they're thinking first couple games aren't as important as the middle games, if that makes any sense.
Remind me, what's his contract term? Is this the last year? Or does he have one more left on it?
We can get out next offseason without any repercussions. So we
Right.
can get out. I think it's like a 1.5 million or something like that cap hit, but it's massive. It's like a 16 point something million or 20 point million. It's stupid the amount of money that we could save by dropping his ass. So I mean, yeah, I could totally see that happening in the offseason if he has a really crappy season.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we got a long way to go. Just curious. Because, I mean, look, I think he's still a talented player. I think he's still got some years left in him. But, man, like, you talk about somebody being injured for their whole career. Now, and what's crazy is he's so good when he's on the field. That's what's nuts. Like, I don't know that there's really another player that you can say that same thing about, someone who's so talented, so good. And he does that practice in like 2 or 3 days a week. And even in those practices, he's not really full go. So just not a lot of people you can say that about. But, man, I want him to work out so bad. I just want it to work out so bad. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of games left to be played.
Oh, yeah.
There is. And I'm sorry, Jed, we don't talk about penalties on pre-shows. We only do that on post-shows. Because, man,
We'll have plenty to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, give me something to talk about, on Monday.
Right.
So let's talk about some more really positive stuff. Turnovers.
Yeah.
The Titans'
4 of them.
turnover margin, is 4th in the NFL. 4th. However, do you know who's 1st and 3rd?
Who's that?
Indianapolis and Jacksonville.
Oh, what? The AFC
Yeah.
South is in the top?
Yes, but the problem is because of the giveaways and takeaways. Now Tennessee
Right.
is number 1 when it comes for takeaways. We got more takeovers or more turnovers than anybody else in the NFL. Our giveaways, however, were 29th. So
Right.
we also
Weren't-
gave a few away.
Weren't those 2 picks so beautiful too, man? I mean, good
They
Lord.
were.
Beautiful.
They were excellent
Absolutely.
reads, excellent jump into the route. It was. And I'll say this: look, I think again, it's week 1. These stats will balance out, but that's one thing I'm really going to be looking at if we're debating around the end of the year. If Callahan's still here, we're debating keeping him. That's one of those key stats I'm going to look at is what's your turnover differential. How often are you giving the ball away? How often are you taking the ball away? Because look, turnovers wins game. It wins and loses games. And for the Titans to have 3 forced turnovers and then a muffed punt. It's very rare that a team is able to get that many turnovers and still lose a game. Like that's something you can typically point to and say the team that won the turnover battle usually wins the game. So if they can continue that trend, that's definitely going to be a step in the right direction. But this offense has to take care of the ball. I mean, when you look at Cam Ward, that's one of the biggest things to me in his first year is, can he take care of the ball? Can he stop those unforced errors?
And I'll tell you one more thing, too. I bet you I could probably put a bet that there's not going to be very many teams score over 20 points on Denver this year. That defense is a lot better than I thought, man.
I agree with that. There are a few teams that could, but yeah.
Very few teams are going to score over 20 points against Denver, man.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is just fast. They don't miss, and they are on point every play.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when the Titans went to the Super Bowl, we had an amazing front seven that was nasty and got after the quarterback like nobody's business, and we had a really good back end with Samari Rolle and Woolfolk, and I mean, so they actually look a lot like the Titans defense.
Man, that defense is something.
Went to the Super Bowl, and they were, I mean, not to take anything away from the offense or anything, but let's be real. They were the reason we went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You just got to find an edge rush. That's the biggest thing missing in this defense right now. That's the biggest thing missing in this defense right now is the edge. Hey, Jadeveon Clowney's out there. Y'all want to give that another go? Man. Y'all want to give it another go?
No, I'm good on that.
I think the edge rusher is just something we're not going to be able to mess with until next year.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, no, I totally agree. What I am looking for though is improvement out of Femi. I want to know if he can, 5-6 weeks in, if he can start showing those steps in the right direction, because let's remember, like, he is new to this position. I questioned it a little. Like, I get the upside, but I questioned it a little bit because you just don't have another option. Like right now, Arden Key is your best pass rusher, which is just insane to even think about. And Scoob, I don't know. I know I mentioned this in the post game. I don't know. What do you think about James Williams actually maybe putting him on the edge just to see?
I mean,
if that's a possibility. That's what I mean, why not? Right. I mean, for him to take 0 defensive snaps really surprised me, because, it wasn't like Cedric Gray. Like, he won that position, but I don't think it was just an outright win. It's nothing James Williams did wrong. It's just Cedric Gray was really good. So to not even just throw him in the mix and give him an opportunity really kind of surprised me a little bit.
Right.
I agree. The fact that he had 0 snaps on defense.
That was weird, wasn't it?
It was very weird. And I'm not opposed to putting him at the edge.
Right. And they said Femi was a lot better against the run than he was the pass, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they said.
Absolutely. Yes. No, you watch the tape. Go back and watch the tape.
He's showing signs of.
Dang it. I'll try to put a highlight video out in a day or two.
He's showing signs of doing something. I mean, he's a rookie and he's very green, so.
The big thing for me was when he did go into the pressure and he got really close to the quarterback, he didn't freak out and just try to run into the quarterback. He threw his arm up to pause him for a second. You know what I mean? So he actually gave him like another half a second in coverage time. That's important to me, and I think that comes from his linebacker play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. And I think he's got the metrics. I think he's got what you're looking for. I need someone on this team who can finish, who can get to the quarterback and actually get him on the ground, because that's been missing for a while. And now you've got Harold Landry leading the NFL in sacks over at the Patriots, which kind of stings a little bit. But
I mean, it's just
it's 2.5 sacks. It's the first week. He got lucky. All right. If by week 3 or 4 he is still the sack leader, I will back up.
And who did they play?
Right, maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, who did they play? I'm pulling this up.
Who the Patriots play?
I was going to say, I have no idea. However,
the Dolphins this week.
Oh, I do have to mention that I did look up the Alec Io Manor. I'm trying to say his name right now. Damn it, I've got myself screwed up because I've been saying it wrong for so long. But 79% of the snaps, 79% at 45 snaps. He only had 7 catches or 7 targets, 2 catches. Mm. But he's a
Yeah.
rookie. It was his first game, and it was against one of the best secondaries. However, his second game as a rookie is against one of the
And
best
he did block
secondaries in
pretty
the
well
NFL.
too in the game, from what I was
He,
watching.
he did very well in the blocking game, but that's not what I'm
Yeah.
looking for out of
Exactly.
wide
I don't give a
receivers. My
crap.
name
Yeah.
isn't Brable.
Well, I mean, he's
Yeah.
got to do that part too. That part's
He
important,
does. He does. But
Yes, I agree.
as a number 3 or a number 4, you better be a damn good blocker.
And you
But
know,
if
I
you're
look-
going
yeah.
out there lining up opposite Calvin Ridley, I need you to spread the field. I
and I
need
went
you to
back and
stretch the
watched
field.
a few plays too, and I seen there's a few times where Manor was open and he just didn't throw it to him.
Yeah, look, I will be honest. I am surprised that I haven't seen more 4 wide receiver sets with Calvin Ridley, Io Manor, DK, and Bryce
And
Oliver.
what happened to Lockett? I mean, he had what 30-something plays and
Man, hey, look,
Yeah.
ran the wrong
Scoob,
route on one of them.
Scoob, be careful what you wish for, man. You said you wanted the young guys to
I
outperform
know.
Lockett. So here we are.
That's
I
what
will-
I'm saying.
I will
Everybody
say
was like,
this.
Lockett, and he didn't do anything.
I will say this, and this isn't a shot at Cam Ward. After watching that game back and kind of slowing things down a bit, I think he struggled a little bit more than it led on during the course of the game. Like if you go back and watch, there's some plays where, like you said, the receivers had separation and he either kind of second guessed himself or didn't see him or got a little gunshot. And look, I'm not saying he's still a rookie. It's his first regular season game, but I say that because at first I put a lot of, not the blame, but I was very critical of the receivers. But looking back at that game and slowing things down, like Cam Ward had a wide open touchdown pass
to Van Jefferson.
I think it was Io Manor. And it was on where he kind of rolled
open a
out,
few
but you
times.
had Io Manor pretty wide open down near the end zone. And Cam, he sees him, but then it's almost like he got a little gunshot. He looks back to the right. It ends up in a sack by Benito. So there was some actually pretty good routes ran by these receivers. I think it's just going to take some time for the game to kind of slow down for Ward, and it'll come.
Oh, yeah.
It'll come. But yeah, I wasn't. I was a little more critical than I probably should have been of the receiving group. And I think that I think you've got a pretty good set right now. But I'm with you. I want to see some of the spread offense, get 4 receivers in the game, stretch the field a little bit. And part of that's just who they were playing. I recognize and understand that. And I don't know how much of that they're able to do even this week against the Rams. But looking ahead 2 or 3 games, like I think we at least should see some more of that spread offense.
Yeah, and look, part of it is, I talked about it in the preseason, that most preseason games, guys aren't going 100%.
Right.
Especially the guys up front. The big dudes with the big bodies that can fall on each other, they're going about 75%. So honestly, this was the first time that Cam Ward has faced NFL pressure, and not only NFL pressure, but top 5, top 10 NFL pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So for his first game and that much pressure and that hard of a secondary,
He did all right.
I was going to say, I'm not upset. I actually think he did really well, but some people have criticized and shown me things that, talk to Dan Orlovsky about his performance. That was a great clip. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. Anyway, I need to move on because we are running out of time and I have made way too many notes. So
my battery's about to die.
There we go. Big matchup. The biggest matchup is the offensive line. Of course, we're going to talk there. Well, screw that. Injury report. The Rams, their offensive line is very hurt. 3 of their offensive linemen starting are ankle injuries. 1 did not participate. That was Steve Avila, Havenstein, and Dotson. they're probably going to end up going, but I don't expect them to play the entire game. Big dudes on ankles that are sore usually doesn't work out very well. So I would expect that. And if Sweat actually plays, which I don't know, did not participate also, but if he actually plays, then we have a really big good. But I still think SBJ is good too. I don't or Sebastian Joseph Day. I said that
He
backwards.
played well.
Anyway, I think he's a very good backup with Simmons. I think him and Simmons can provide plenty of that interior pressure. So even if Sweat doesn't play, I still think that is the best matchup of the game to watch. The offensive line of the Rams against the defensive line of the Titans.
Fair enough. Yeah, and I think the Titans defense, I think they can shut down the run game. Again, I'm just worried about generating pressure. And the offensive lineman being hurt or out for the Rams is definitely going to help. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think run defense is going to be nearly as much of a problem as generating a pass rush. But yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's our biggest issue. But also, all right, let's just roll right into it. Bold predictions. Any of you guys got bold predictions for tomorrow's game? Tomorrow's game.
Scoob, you go first. What you got?
Bold predictions. I hope we win. We need to win.
Well,
that's bold. That's bold.
That is a pretty bold prediction. All right, I'll give you that, damn it. All right, yes, that was a good answer. What you got?
No, I'm
Mike?
saying 17, 13. I hate going against the Titans.
What, did you pick against them? Did you just pick against them? 17-13 Titans win.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I got you.
All right.
No, I can't
right.
do it, man. I try so hard. I can't. That's why I don't bet them.
I got you. If I'm going bold prediction, I think let's go crazy. 3 sacks in this one for the Titans defense. Somebody steps up. Somebody finds a way to get it done. I think Cam Ward gets his first touchdown pass, if you consider that bold. But I think he can maybe do more than that. I think he comes out pretty hot.
Ridley's gonna have a huge game.
I think Cam might get. Nah, I don't want to say 2 touchdowns. I'm not going to go that far. One touchdown pass for Cam. I can't say 2.
Hey man,
I can't say 2.
You already made a bold prediction, so
I can't say 2. Yeah, I can't say 2. 3 sacks though. I'll give him 3 sacks.
All right, and my bold prediction. Damn it, I hate both of you guys' bold prediction was positive because mine's negative. But I think Brownlee gets benched for penalties in this game.
Oh.
I think Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Puka Nacua?
I heard he was injured or might not play. Or
no, I didn't see him anywhere on the injury report.
Okay, well maybe
but Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams are gonna be a huge problem, and I think he gets a little handsy. Doesn't matter which one he's on, especially if it's Adams, because we already know he's a physical receiver and likes to get in your face and stuff like that. That's his game. So I really feel like Brownlee can't help himself and ends up getting a little too handsy and gets benched for Baker. That's my bold prediction.
Oof.
I hate to be like that, but that's just he's got to learn. I mean, and I think it's going to, like you said, Link.
Saturday.
I will see you Saturday, but like you said, Link, it takes somebody getting in your face and telling you when you make a mistake. Somebody should have gotten his face in that first game and said, dude, if you can't keep your hands off the receiver, you can sit over here next to me and watch.
Yeah, I don't think Callahan has the ability to get in anybody's face. I think that's one of the
I'm not
biggest
expecting
Callahan
to, but
yeah,
Denard Wilson.
yeah, no, I agree with that. So what Scoob gave his prediction. What you got, Max?
Oh, actually, he gave my prediction, except it's reversed. It's reversed. 17-13 Rams.
Fair enough.
I said the under, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
I did not give Cam Ward 2 touchdowns. I gave him 1. I think this one's a little bit rough for a home opener. I think Stafford comes out. He's very accurate. 24-10. 24-10. I think this one's tough. I think you still see some good things. I think Cam has a much better game stat-wise. I just think that I think ultimately Stafford's going to be a little bit too much for this defense. I do think that they struggle with penalties again. And I think we're talking about some of the same things this time next week, but I hope I am wrong.
All right, and obviously Scoob's phone just died.
Oh,
But
there he went.
anyway, I mean, I knew immediately when I saw it. I was like, well, there he goes, but that's okay. Yeah, it's going to be a rough game, and I just don't think, though, I didn't get to go over all my little cool stats and notes that I made for this week because I went a little ham this week, but I really believe we match up with these guys almost as well as we did with the Broncos. So I feel like this is a very tight game, and I think it's within one score. But I've been wrong plenty before, so we'll see. Any last thoughts before we wrap this one up tonight?
No, yeah, just thanks everybody for being with us. Again, we do this twice a week now during the season, so stay tuned. We'll bring you post game, we'll bring you pre games, we'll bring you everything in between.
That's right, man. And as always, yeah, thank you for being with us if you stuck around with us the whole time. Lou, man, Jed, I think that's Derek, but if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, man. Anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Gotta say it before I go. Go Vols. Big game. Got Georgia. Got Georgia. Got Georgia. Big game. Big game.
It is a big game. It is a very big game, and I will be definitely tuned into that Saturday while I'm at the Titans event for Mr. Titan, which, damn it, I meant to bring that up. Mr. Titan event this Saturday for homecoming game. You got to show up if you're a Titans fan. It's really fun. Titans players going to be there. T-Rac's going to be there. They're going to be auctioning off a lot of things. You can buy tickets to get in the raffle. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. So thanks, guys, for being with us. Until next time, tighten up.
I know.
Peace out.